I just spent the last hour being completely, totally, 100% present. And it was a trip. So, to give you a little context about this, I was at Teal Swan's synchronization workshop in Portland on Saturday. And I got up on stage to ask her questions and talk to her. And I asked her about how to stay grounded in this physical 3D reality when you're so involved in like meditation and creativity and coming up with ideas and the exploration of consciousness, because it's easy to just feel like this reality is slipping away. And what she said to me is practice complete presence for 1 hour a day. So set 1 hour aside every day and be completely present for that hour. Completely present. And before in my life, I've had moments and dips of complete presence, and sometimes it's pretty often. Like if I'm outside or hiking or things like that, I'll be present most of the time. I'll slip in and out of that presence. But I've never devoted a full hour to being completely present. And I slipped out of presence maybe 8 to 10 times, but I caught myself almost immediately within a couple seconds if my thoughts started going somewhere else or something like that. So I was basically 100% in the moment for like 59 minutes of the last hour. It was profound. And I learned a lot of things. I was seeing things I've never seen before. I was hearing things I've never heard before. I was experiencing all of my senses in such high definition that it was it was mind-blowing, and I was just noticing things. It's really, really cool. And I was noticing things with my body. And I got into this tangent kind of figuring out where I was holding tension in my body. So I did like some stretching, and I did a quick high intensity interval training workout and jumped on my mini trampoline. And then after that, I really just assessed my body and figured out where I was holding tension and released it out of all the places I was holding tension. And the last place I got to was my jaw, which I still didn't rid myself of completely. I'm still holding some tension in my jaw, but that was the last stronghold of tension in my body. which is funny because the jaw is a place where most people hold tension. The face in general, the face holds more tension than any place in the body, in my opinion. So yeah, being 100% present for an hour was transformative, and it was psychedelic in a way. It felt like somewhere between like a marijuana high, a mushroom trip, and being a little kid again. Somewhere inside of that triangle. And this is what all of those spiritual teachers talk about when they're saying to be completely present. This is what Eckhart Tolle talks about when he's discussing the power of now. You have so much information available to you. I was finding out things about my body that I've never noticed before. This is just in an hour. I was finding out things about leaves and trees that I've never noticed before. It was very, very amazing, to say the least. So instead of like imposing my experience or my views upon you of what's going to happen, because I'm unique, I'm my own person, you're unique, you're your own person, your experience is going to be completely different than mine. So I challenge you to be present for a certain period of time. You could try it every day, or you could just try it just for one day. Or if you're bold, try to do it every day. And if you're a beginner, and by beginner I mean you haven't practiced meditation much, or you're not too familiar with presence, with that intense presence, and you know what I'm talking about if you felt that complete presence. If you're not experienced with that, start with being present for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes. Leave your phone somewhere so you can hear it ring when it's over, when the 5 minutes is up. And if you have trouble getting present, like if you start your 5 minutes of being present and you find your mind just going off into other things that you're not doing, then focus on your senses. That's the easiest way to be present. So focus on your sight. Focus on anything in front of you. You'll see details and things that you've never seen before. Focus on your hearing. You'll hear things you've never heard before. Focus on your sense of smell, your sense of touch, your sense of taste. So if you're having trouble experiencing that 100% presence, focus on your senses first. And if you're more experienced with meditation, more experienced with being present, you find yourself present a lot of the time. None of us are present that often. I thought I was really present until I did this and was 100% present for an hour. But if you feel like you have more experience, try it for a half hour or an hour. An hour's a long time to be present. I'll tell you that. But it was well worth it, and I got deep into that presence. And also, one more thing that I learned is that it's all, you realize what's really real and what's not, because you're only experiencing what you're experiencing. In daily life, we tend to focus on abstractions and thinking more than the present moment. How crazy is that? Like, if you think about what the real world is, it's it's what's in front of you. It's what you're tasting, touching, seeing, hearing, smelling. It's what you're experiencing in this very moment. The moment is all that exists. That's what's real. And yeah, we just get carried off with these abstractions and these thought loops and all of that, which isn't real. So if you take this time out to be present, you'll get that feeling of, wow, this is reality. This is what is real, this moment, what I'm experiencing right now. Everything else is just abstractions. So that was a crazy truth that I already knew that, but it kind of like deepened that understanding within me. Yeah, and one more thing is I talked about being more in tune with my body. I was sitting outside on my little porch thing having a little tea meditation during that, and I was noticing my body's reactions to different things. So a guy pulled up right in front of me in his car, and I noticed an uncomfortable reaction coming up in my body. I noticed that feeling of being uncomfortable because another person that I don't know came up close, And a dog barked near me, so I noticed my body react. It wasn't even a conscious reaction. My body just jumped. My mind wasn't scared. It was my body just jumping. It was the body's primal reaction to something like that. So there's a difference between that kind of primal reaction to danger and that psychological fear that people tend to marinate on. And I didn't have any of that psychological fear because I was only experiencing the moment, what was real in the moment. So my thoughts weren't trailing off into, where am I going to make money? What if this happens tomorrow? I was in the moment. So yeah, a lot of profound insights came out of that. So I highly recommend everyone do that presence challenge. Do it for 5 minutes. Okay? If you're really bold, do it for an hour, But everyone set a timer for 5 minutes and be completely 100% present for just 5 minutes, and it will change your life. Thank you, Teal Swan, for the recommendation. If you see this, much, much love. I love all of you. It's beautiful. Peace, 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 peace.